You know that as a NXOpen developer, we are not just limited to accessing different NXOpen APIs and forming some logic, performing some automation actions, fetching some information, uh, creating some meaningful presentation, or creating some meaningful report out of that information. It is not just we do as an NXOpen developer. There is lot we need to do as a developer, as a system developer, not system developer, but as a software developer. And how you can do that, I am going to show you in this video, and also I will tell you why at all you do this. You can see a simple and a short code on my screen. This code actually fetching the system information, and not just system information, it is also facing the program information, which is NX in this case. And before I tell you about this example, let me tell you why actually you need to collect the information like this. Assume that you are working as an NXOpen developer and you cater to the design engineers, which is let's say hundreds in number, and those engineers are sitting in different locations and they do have a different computer configuration that they use. And there are certain dependencies in your code, in your program, related to the configuration of a system. Maybe if I create a hypothetical example, maybe few people are working on a cloud PC, and few people are working on a non-cloud PC, which is the normal PC that we use most of the time. Cloud PC is just something which is very new into this technology world, and cloud PC does use the processor and other stuff from the cloud itself. That saves you keeping lot of configuration physically with your system itself. So if that kind of difference in the configuration that these guys are using, and they are sitting different locations, and they use a variety of different systems for their day to day work. And now what program you are writing, that program has some dependency when it comes to whether it is a cloud PC or a non cloud PC, I mean normal PC. The another example could be, there are few systems where Windows 10 is used, there are few other systems where Windows 11 is being used, and you wanted to ensure that your program works independent of any PC type, also independent of Windows version. In that case, you will need to fetch the information of a user system, so that if there are any changes need to be done in your program, so that they won't get any issues when they execute your program, but at the same time they get the expected outcome of your program. So in that case, in these typical cases, you will need to fetch the system related information. And if you do have some variation in your code, that is that is due to the different version of NX itself. In that case as well, you will need to find out the program details, the NX details, I mean. Here you will find the version and patch information maybe, and based on that, there are certain things you need to take care into your program. In that cases, in that various typical cases, you will need to write a code that fetches the information of a system along with the information of NX software which is installed on a system, and then based on that you can then make a further decision. Here I have not included any code to add the decision making related things, but I do have a very simple and short code that can help you know how you can fetch the system information from your system and it is also going to fetch you the NX installation information for you. So it is quite simple. We already use the system library using system, so that is as uh, as default as we import the NXOpen library itself. Now, in order to get the system information, we shall have something called this system info is nothing but the object itself, and this is going to be the identifier for a variable. And fetching the information is again quite simple. We can fetch the information of a system using one of the ufunc member, that is ask system info, and which is a very straightforward API member which gives us the information of a system. And as this information is in the there are several details that we get, it makes sense we create a string which is a array, and then we can add the information to this array based on our requirement. For example, we could add the machine type, we can add node, we can add OS name and OS version, and we can also go and add the program name. Program name is going to be the NX in this case, and we if we need the user information, because we wanted to know as a developer which user is using which system and which OS as a detail for our reference, so we can even add that information as a username, and we can finally make some decision making out of this information. But for now, what we are doing is we are just reporting that information in a dialog box so that we know what kind of information and how it's being extracted and whether it is extracted correctly or not. So this is the simple example that can take you this information out. So let's try this example. I have now having this code in a journal editor, and I am going to execute it. Let's see. This is what I have got, and you see this is not a information window. Information is in window is very different. I will tell you that a little later. You could see that I got the machine information. I too got the name of a system. I got the OS name and its version, and I also got the NX program information like NX version and its version details mainly, and I can even get the user information, but that I have commented for now. So this is the information that we can easily fetch from this ask system info, which is part of UF class. And about the pop-up, that was not the information window, it was the message box window. And how I can get that message box window is using the UI class. There is something called NX message box inside this UI class, and I can report this information by simply using NX message box dot show, and this reports this information in this window like this. So it is very simple to get this information, and it is also recommended, not recommended I would say, but it makes sense if you want to capture a log of a system, or not a system, sorry, if you wanted to capture a log of a usage of your program, and then if you wanted to also capture which systems are using your program most and how they are using it, so this information can be a very good information to capture, so that you can later on see the usage log using this that also has this information, so that you can derive some site out of that information for your own reference. But in short, this is how you can get this system information. Here I am introducing a course called C Sharp Essentials for NXOpen Customization and Programming. Enroll now and unlock the power of customization in NX. Don't miss out.